Okay, we turned off our music because there are people quietly meditating over there, and that's one thing I'm big on is respect. Trying to respect others, what they are doing, as they respect what I am doing. Am I too high in the clouds? I think so. I think I'm way too high. Getting hit by tree branches. Like a branch. So let's find a spot to do our repair. We don't want to do, I would say the picnic table, but we don't want to do it on the dirt. So let's do it right. And see. I think we'll just post up right here. Whoa. Okay. I think we'll post up right here and lock the front brake. Okay. Front brake is locked. Now, the brake we need to work on is not on this one, it's on that side. All the brake stuff is buried in the back of that trailer, so this is gonna be the fun thing. See, what all do we need for tools? The brake tools we need, and we need this. And that's it. Okay. We need the other. Well, no, the other tripod doesn't have a F22 attachment. A little tripod does, but it's not going to get you underneath. Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm thinking to myself, figuring things out, getting my game plan together. We need the 5-gallon bucket out of here. That will have all our reserve brake tools and nuts and bolt kits and things that we need for any maintenance that may happen along the way. And this is the chair we are bringing along for the fair tomorrow, well, the festival parade after it, so we can kick back since we might be there most of the day. So I'm going to stick it out here for now, out of the way. This piece of litter out here. What are we going to do with that today? It's already broke, so can we finish breaking it? Yeah. Okay, well, it should fit now. Oh, empty bag too, perfect. Break it down like this, and that leaves a lot more room because it's only going to be on the sides of the trash can. Inside, a lot more room for others to stuff garbage in, so we can be respectful of the park employees not having to change out bags more often than they need to be. See? Hardly anything in there. It was an empty can. All the garbage on the edge. Wait, wet food. Okay.
elevation call.
Oh. Here's what we are going to do. I just thought about it. See? It's always a work in progress. This is going to be moved up to about here. But that's not what I was talking about. Let's give y'all a bird's eye view. Come down from there. I'll bring it down low so you can really get it good. See, do we need to answer that or not? Is it important or not? No. Okay. And I may have just gained another follower back at the espresso stand. And I may have done myself in. I wanted an espresso bad, but they don't have decaf there. So I'm hoping, beyond hope, that it's been a while, so hoping I don't do too much damage to myself, brain-wise, but every once in a while it's nice to have a treat. Especially, I mean, if you knew me and the way I used to drink espressos, I remember one coffee stand in Bonnie Lake I used to go to regularly when I worked construction a very long time ago. Get them 12, 13 shot espressos. Yep, that was me. I was that guy. Okay. Brake kit. But what I don't see in there is, yeah, the brake fluid. Okay. Extra bag, extra gloves, 2 extra sets of gloves, extra bungees and rope netting for the top, extra screws for the bike parts. There they are. One opened and one unopened. 2 jugs of brake fluid. Okay. And some more used brake fluid. So still 2, probably those 2 are probably 1. But oh wait. That's where my ball bungees are, and I've been needing those, so let's toss them out. Okay, we have a use for the boat bungees right now. Okay, now netting don't get needed as often, so it goes in first. Still got some good WD-40. Bike chain lube still got good in it. Okay, 2 sets of gloves. Extra storage bag. Okay. Which comes in handy if something has to be worked on and taken apart and you need to store all the parts in one bag. That's why I keep an extra bag. Wire cutters, because what electricians don't have extra strippers around. Bike chain links. External lock washers. Different size metal tapping screws, multifunctional insertion tool for putting brake line cables together, extra nuts, bolts, and lock washers, a different size extra nuts and bolts and lock washers, Like I said, I've had problems with this thing vibrating and rattling apart, so I have to carry extras just so I don't have a major breakdown. An extra tube that needs to be patched because it was replaced because it was flat. And that's that. Okay. Let's get jiggy with it. But let's take off our vest. Okay. Oh, the Torx. Need the Torx one too. Oh, where were those? Where did I see? I think it was in the bottom of the white bucket here. But you know what? There may be some things that need to be transferred to the storage bucket in the back. Okay, our sun hat for sunny days. This can go on the back. This is a vest that I am going to rip the zipper out of if it'll work, to replace the zipper on my Letterman one, because the zipper is not the good quality. Okay. Camera bag. Extra water. Okay, there's the other chainsaw battery I was looking for. So let's pull that out because that needs to be in the trailer with the mini chainsaw. So you never know when you have to lob off a branch that's got broken by the wind and it's hanging out, like we did at Lake Meridian Park, or not Lake Meridian, I mean Smith Hill. I'm at Lake Meridian Park, buddy. Okay, let's take off the microphone since we're going to be crawling around on the ground and hang it right there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. T25. The size of the torque on that. So this one here. Already in the upright position when I left it. So I have lost this tiny little screw before, so I'm going to be careful with it. Put it on this nice colored table. We'll see it. And see how. Just shove that down there. I'll show you what I just did. Took the screw out of here, which is a T25, which I put on the table. Then you just stick that in there. And then use a little bit of, make sure there's no debris. Fill it up with some fluid there. I've heard people say don't combine different brands, but here's the thing: when you don't know what brand was put in your bike most of the time, so when you go buy a brand and you add to it to pump out, to do your brakes, to let out the air, you still have the old stuff in there, so you're technically combining different brands already. So comparing apples to pears. Okay. Now, we need the torch down there again on that one to release the screws. So let's go ahead and put this camera somewhere over here where I won't accidentally kick it with my foot. Okay. Because the first thing I have to do is, yeah, I got a blanket and all that stuff to lay out on the ground before I do this, but that's usually when I'm on dirt. I don't want to dirty it up or mess it up. Get a little bit of stuff on it when I'm on clean ground. So. Oh man. I should have brought that down or muted it. I only accept 4 calls. Yeah. To figure out how to come up with another F22 connector to put on. I got a little mini tripod that sits on the ground that would work perfect for this. My other tripod that I'm using now won't get that short. But I would have to take connectors like the F22 connector off of the camera now in order to even do that. So it's easier just in the future. Look for eventually get another F22 connector, but not really important right now. Just to make sure the time happens. So I can actually have the camera down here videoing up close what I am doing. Huh. I just switched to my right hand. For some reason my fingers are cramping. Okay. Let's try it now. There we go. Screws out. Okay. Now we gotta take the brake. Well, first, we do need another tool. We gotta separate the brake pads. And do we have the? Yes, we do have the brake tools in here, the separator tools in here. Okay, so this one, the band there would take care of that, but. Separate the brake pads a little. I love Milwaukee, and this is my tool bag for the bike. It carries pretty much the hand tools I might need, and it's a at least 10-pound bag at least. Probably, I don't know, half weight. Let's see. And with my short memory, I forgot what. Oh yeah, something flathead to separate the brake pads. Don't have a long flathead screwdriver, just a little short tip one, but chain separator tool, perfect tool for that. Now pull out the brake pads. Okay, now shove in the tool to keep the brake pads separated. Voila. Okay. Right there. Right there. Okay. And we need to open the bleed screw, which is on that side, so we're going to need to pretty much strap this thing somewhere. Right there would be perfect. Okay, one of my ball bungees. Oh. Okay, guys. You want a close-up? Well, actually, I never really tested how low this camera would go. No, it won't go all the way down. Okay, that's as low as it'll go. But you know what? That may just be low enough to give you all a bird's eye view. Perfect, yeah. Okay, tool bag full of tools. We don't need that, but here's what we need to do. We need to, this needs to be facing up. Like that. Okay. And we still want it facing up like that too, so it still wants to lay down. Right now, I can be the only one laying down. Can't be too many of us lazy ones around. Okay. Actually, if I can do it this way, and then around this. Come on, come on. Give me the grip. Give me the grip, boys, and free my brake lines. Okay, now, oh, right there. Now we can break free the T25 brake line. Okay, but before we do that, we need to be set up. Okay. These should already be set up with a metal line. Yep. Okay. Take that off. Put it through there. Back on. Tighten it down. Make sure that's backed all the way up. And then which one's open? Lots and lots of brake fluid. Okay. Oh, gotta finish taking it out now. I'm missing. I gotta look to my kit. I'm missing. There should be an O-ring on that. Okay, that's missing an O-ring. See, it's already dripping. Gravity. Come on, thread in there. There we go. There you go. That's what we're talking about. There we go. Now, this has to be upright to also, or it will allow air. See, you that don't know, if you allow it to get like that, you can see that air bubble going back up, going up the line. See how it reversed? Come back up now. That's what you don't want. You want the air staying down below, not back into the line that you're trying to bleed the air out of. So, and we want it to be like that. There we go. Okay. We don't want it pinched that bad, so let's see. Here we go. Okay, side one ready. We will have to, I know I can do the other side because even though it's not being used, there, if I was to attempt to push air through this line up to there, to the top, it would also push air into that one. So, even though that brake is tight, it's really not being used, it has to be part of the system. Okay. Okay.
Yo, Vic!
Oh.
Vic!
Oh.
They're already on the paddleboard.
Okay. I need to go buy more mineral oil too. Or add bike mineral oil, hydraulic mineral oil for Magura brakes to my Amazon wish list. Okay, let's go to the other side. See the beautiful Lake of Meridian. What a place to do your job, huh? Do your brake job. Awesome, huh? Awesome sauce. Okay. Let me give you a preview ahead of time what I have been talking about when I talk about not having a rear brake. So, well, let me see. I'll have to fold this tripod handle. There we go. So I can get in there. As you can probably see, it's bungee strapped up, not being used because this, which is welded on, the bracket to it, which is welded on, does not work with the Magura brakes, and Magura does not make a mirrored caliper, which is what this would need. So I dropped off the other part that bolts onto here, that bolts that together with the bike shop on, or the welder on Saturday. And then a bunch of things hit my account, took my money away, and I couldn't go back. So, well, I forgot Saturday in the first place, and then I realized once it happened, I couldn't do it anyway. So that's why I'm down to one rear brake right now and one front brake. So it's essential that these rear brakes do work. That's why I'm bleeding them out, just to make sure I have that one brake pulling good. And that's what I'm dealing with. Okay. So okay. Now, since these are going to clamp together, see, I'll show you what I'm talking about here too. Oh, I can tilt the camera angle. See how those are clamped together tight already? I don't need to put no space in there to lock that, because those brakes are not going to be being used. So I can bleed them like that. I just got to put a bleed syringe on it, and I got to keep them upright like this. So I need to get this thing tied somewhere upright where I can deal with it. So more. Let me see if I have another couple of ball bungees. Oh. My knees and back are made for getting up and down anymore. Getting old sucks. But you can't avoid it. It's a fact.
What are you doing? I didn't even turn around yet.
Okay. I mean, you can see. Well, I don't know if y'all can see up there, but you can see right there. And right in there, if you can tell, where it was eating up the metal. I mean, I can feel rough metal, sharp edges right there that are cut on the grind, deburred edges or burred edges from them not being seated properly before, because there's no proper mount for these things yet. That's got to be built. Why'd that ball pull through? The ball didn't pull through. I was pulling the wrong end. That was a human error. Okay, fine. I'll just have to do it that way. And do another one down here to that. This thing off in different spots so it'll stay in position while I need it to bleed it. There we go. Now it's locked in position. Take out the T25 bleed screw. Oh, don't loosen the bleed screw. I forgot, you gotta have your syringe ready. Not one on the end of a straw, so that means oh wait, that one right there. That's got to be it. Because I remember the two metal tipped ones are the ones that were for the Magura. The good, better quality ones, not the plastic ones. Okay. Now, got to pre-fill the syringe with the brake fluid. Much as you can get in there, because we are low on the other side, I noticed. Okay, now did I? Okay, I don't know what I did if I did. Who knows where madness lies? Perhaps too much sanity is the maddest of all. Don Quixote. Metal ones were the okay. We're gonna have to try something different because I could have sworn the metal ones were the Magura ones. There it is. Okay. I was like, why ain't it threading in wrong? It's just operator error. Operator needed to let in a bunch of air bubbles. Now that I let in a bunch of air bubbles, it's all good. Okay, now this needs to be tied up so it stays. Whoa, hey, you can't be coming off. There's the syringe handle. You are needed. You have an important job. Okay. What do I have here that I can... I need something here I can tie to keep the syringe upright. Huh? The battery cable for the 30 amp battery that's encased in the frame. I guess we'll have to do. Okay, now we're ready to rock and roll. Now, show you folks what we're watching for. Air bubbles, right here. Got to get all the air bubbles out by pushing and pulling on these syringes down here. Oh wait, I got a big air bubble that I need to pull back, see? Over you down here, see if you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see right in here, but see the air bubbles. Look at that. That's from pulling the handle back. A lot of that's probably air bubbles I let in. See them big ones while I was doing this work. Now I can open you back up to the tripod and watch them air bubbles in the handle up above. That's where we're getting all. Oh, look at that, a whole bunch of small ones. Look at that, a whole bunch. And almost. Okay, push, and then pull back on this lower syringe again. Oh, a whole bunch of them just came through. Just a ton of air bubbles. Matter of fact, we might just let them rise while we go to the other side. Oh, there's a ton of them right there. And the trick is, they'll see that cup up there. You cannot let it go dry, or these syringes, or the syringes fall, because you'll suck in a bunch of air bubbles. Okay, that's this side. We gotta keep doing both of them back and forth in unison till all the bubbles stop. And we should have a good breakdown. This technically should be sitting a little bit higher. So technically we need to move this a little. Oh. Ended up with brake fluid all over my hex key set. You know what? Why won't those hex? Because you know what? I think we're going to use a star, if I remember right. Yep. Still T25 star on those two. Now, more upright like that. There we go. Walk that down. Okay, that's more upright. That's even better. Okay, leave the tools down there where we might need them. And then come back around to this side. And Same thing. And this one doesn't have a lot of fluid in it, so let's pull some back in for it. Four big fat air bubbles. Okay. Now it's got fluid in this one. Let's push it back to the top. Pull again. See, I don't know if you can see that, but here. See that? That is what causes you to lose brake pressure. You have to have solid fluid in the lines, no air. The air is what will cause you to lose your brakes. Okay. Now, let's see. Pull again. Push. And then just fill it up one more time on the pool. Okay, no air bubbles. That's what we want. Okay. Now, I'll let y'all view from up here. I want to see what's a good shot where you can see both the tops syringe and part of what I'm doing. Fun fact, some of you may not know. I don't ride buses. I don't like to ride buses unless I have to. The reason why is when I ride a bus, I have to use a cane because the buses trigger my nausea bad and just get my head going. Well, it's all the vibration or what, and I can't do long car trips. And I can at times, but this majority of the time it's done. Ooh, a whole bunch of air bubbles right there. Bunch of tiny ones. And the whole trick is there's a 3-into-1 under there that connects these two brake systems to the one handle up front. The only drips I see is the ones I made here, the two. If I was to see any other drips anywhere, then I know I would have a leak in the line somewhere, which would cause problems too with air. But, okay. Watching the fluid level too, because if the syringe had an angle, you could push air easily back in. Get so much air bubbles from that side that no, I'm gonna get more from this side than wasn't getting any before. Because you got that lock there, you gotta make sure you push them up past where they connect. just that disconnected side that has a lot of air in it. Yeah. Doing it for 18 and a half years. I got a neurological condition. I cough all the time. Get away from it. One of the side effects of the I found on the ground a piece of litter. Congrats. Okay. Press in. Normally you're not supposed to do this, but sometimes it'll trigger what's in there. Okay. Receive it. Create a ton of air bubbles, but I guess I needed to because I need this syringe to close more, which it's not. the syringe cap wasn't all the way at the bottom for a good full pull. There we go. Now we're getting. Now we're cooking with butter. But basically, I just set myself back and made it last a little longer of a job, but that's okay. Life's not a race. Just take your time, enjoy it, and give glory to God. Through Him, all things are possible. Ask me, I should have been dead 18 years ago. Instead, I just got a traumatic brain injury. And everyone else that I should have been dead. Moses did a lot of air bubbles. I think there was more air than hydraulic fluid in this. Okay. I'm gonna have to push some back now. Push forward. You see air bubbles. Go back to try to pull them back out. I don't see no air bubbles happening up top. Okay. Now let's see if we pull any back this way. There we go. Yeah, just pushed a bunch of air bubbles from that side to this side. See if I can understand. It's not pulling any air bubbles in the syringe on the other side that I'm pulling now. It doesn't pull any up. But this side, over here, this brake, it just has a ton of air bubbles. I think we're almost done. I just gotta see if I can make sure there's no more air bubbles. Push. Walk up to the level up there. Okay. And a bunch more air bubbles come through. Why do we get so many air bubbles on this side